Uh-oh. Here he comes. Come on. Come on. I know. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I was just saying yesterday, you don't like me anymore. And today, you're giving me so much loves. So much loves from my Felix boy. Or you just want my coffee. I don't know what it is, guys. Mr. Pewix is gracing me with so much love today. Okay. Farewell, mighty cat. Go. There you go. God, why you got so much? Not in my coffee. Gross. Oh my God. This is disgusting. You're so gross, bro. You're so gross. I gotta go like this. All right. Anyways. Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So right now, we're going to be doing a ClairTarot reading. Once I get all this cat fur off me. We're going to be doing a ClairTarot reading for the collective whole, whoever wants to be here and find out some information. And today is Valentine's Day. Do you guys have any special plans today? Do you guys celebrate Valentine's Day? You guys celebrate this holy day? Good morning. Good morning. Let's just get some cards. He put me in a bad mood. Get his fur all over my coffee. I know what you do. I know where you go. I know that little box you be hanging out in. Your pee-pee box. All over your fur. Now it's in my coffee. Right. Happy Musical Day of Halloween. Oh, well, happy birthday to you. Nice movie date. Hey. I plan to work today. I plan to treat today just like any other day. I don't celebrate holidays. Not because of religion or anything like that, but just because. Just because I feel like you shouldn't get to tell me what to do on what day. I take that whole you can't tell me what to do to a whole nother level. The older I get, the more staunch I become regarding that. You can't tell me what to do. So let's get some cards. I asked the energy. I was like, what kind of energy reading are we going to do today? What's the message going to be today? Collective energy. Today's the love day for so many people. And then I heard, what's love got to do with it? I'm sorry. Excuse me. Excuse me for waking up in a good mood. So apparently love has nothing to do with it today. And if you look at the history of, no. If you look at the history of today, you'll know exactly why love got nothing to do with it. It's just... My cat is right there. Licking himself in all the places that I've touched him. You better be licking yourself because you want to taste more of my sweetness on you. Not because you think I'm crody. We're having problems today, you guys. He's been mad at me for a few days. Well, kitty cat, I am a human cat, and I'm mad at you too, for no reason. For no reason. Okay, hold on, guys. I gotta... All right. Okay. I don't know. My nose starts randomly dripping. Let's get started. First, let me... Man. I need a cover for my cup. There's cat hair everywhere. You're lucky I love you. You're lucky I love you. All right. Card number 21, opulence. It's time to lead. So you've been being told what to do for today for your whole life, basically. Okay. If you come from a place that celebrates Valentine's Day, you've been being told what to do today for your whole life. Are you going to continue with that, or are you going to begin really allowing yourself to lead yourself at this point? Are you going to, allow yourself to lead yourself? Because if you come from a place, a mental space where you have to celebrate holidays as it's dictated, which, there's quite a few holidays. We do this on this holiday. We do that on that holiday. I'm supposed to feel this way at this time of the week and that way at another time of the week. Like we're programmed for the whole week. We're programmed. Monday, you're supposed to feel defeated because you have to start a whole work week again. Friday, you're supposed to be excited because you're supposed to be doing relaxing things on the weekend because that's what you're told. Certain holidays like today, you're supposed to spend copious amounts of money to show your affection for an individual that you probably ignore for the rest of the year. Yeah. Are you really truly living? We exist in such extreme states. Card number 34. The environment is getting real hot. Okay. This is about really understanding the foundation from which your focus is being used to distract you. Because let's face it, this muscle right here is part of the muscles that help to support the neck, that help to turn the neck side to side to really allow you to focus on whatever it is you need to focus on. If you can control the neck, you can control where the focus goes. Those candies are gross. They are. They really are. So it's getting hot in here. It's really getting hot in here. Quite a few of us are starting to wake up to the state that we're living in. It's not a cute look. It's not a cute look. We really need to begin thinking for ourselves. We can't partition our appreciation, our show of appreciation for someone else to one day. Not Mother's Day, not Father's Day, not Valentine's Day. You have to be able to do this throughout the year. Okay. Ooh, there's another message that's coming through. The people who we tend to celebrate on Valentine's Day are the people who serve as a sanctuary for our heart. They're the one we tend to go to when we're having a rough time, when we're struggling, processing. Today is a beautiful day to remind yourself to not turn that individual into a dumping ground. Okay? These are people we need to appreciate every day. And despite their willingness to tolerate our dumping of our unprocessed emotions and struggles and all of that into their lap, we should take care of them as well, just as much as they take care of us. So just keep that in mind, okay? Right now, we're going to be we already are going through a transformation. This is interesting. Okay, so card number 33, transformation. I just realized card number 21, 2 plus 1 is 3. 34, 3, 4, 3, 3. And then card number 3, inspiration. Okay? Allow yourself to become inspired to continue growing. Allow yourself to become inspired by the people who are in our lives, really, without effort or thought, inspiring us to empower ourselves, to be patient with ourselves, to love ourselves, Oftentimes we fail to realize we need to be the recipient of our love as well. Okay, so what's love got to do with it? How do you express your love? What is love to you? What's your definition of love to begin with? You know, if you don't know the answer to that, that's a good place to start today. I had posed that question yesterday, like, what is love to you? How do you define love? How do you quantify it? And pretty much everyone, their definition of love had to do with only the outwardly positive aspects of this concept of love. Sometimes one of the most loving things that someone can do for you is be very real with you, be very honest about their perception and interpretation of your behaviors. Okay, so quite possibly the most powerfully loving thing you can do for yourself is hold yourself accountable for the things that you've decided for yourself, not just for today, but, you know, for pretty much your entire life leading up to this moment. Okay. Card number 34, Ubuntu, compassion for others. There is said to be a village in Africa where if someone does something bad or wrong, for several days, everyone in the village comes together and they practice Ubuntu, where they will gather around the individual and share stories of the good things that they've done and accomplished to remind them that you're so much more than just a moment of failure. Okay, so maybe you have to be your own village right now and remind yourself of the things, the amazing things that you've done just for yourself, for other people, things that go unacknowledged. All right, today is a very good day for you to begin that practice of kindness to yourself as well as to other people. It just hurts. I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to ignore it, but it hurts. Okay. Card number 19, balance. You have to allow yourself to balance in between all your phases. You're not one particular phase. Allowing yourself to get stuck in one phase is not going to help you on your journey. Okay? The fact is, you are a totality and you experience phases of waxing and waning. Perfectly fine, but you have to allow yourself to fully be present in every stage of your development. And as you should know by now, the moon doesn't just go through these phases once. It continues to go through these phases for all of eternity. It will continue to go through this waxing and waning, filling and depleting forever. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's not a wound of the moon. It's not some intrinsic flaw of the moon's programming. So just allow yourself to really, really embrace your process. This is your process. Allow it. Okay. Card number 3. Card number 3. Be fearless. Stop being so afraid of your shadow. Okay. That's the message. Stop being so afraid of your shadow. Stop being so afraid of being who you are. You are who you are. Everything about you exists for purpose. All of your little quirks exist for a reason. Embrace that reason. Embrace who you are. No more shame, no more guilt, no more feeling as though you're not enough, because you are enough, exactly as you are right now. It's not that you'll be enough once you accomplish this. You'll be enough once you become that. You're enough right now, as you are. Card number 29, seeing the true you. You need to begin allowing yourself to sit in your own heart space. Okay? Allow yourself to see the truth of your reflection. Just allow it. If you don't allow yourself to sit in stillness, you're never going to see yourself undistorted. Many of us live very, very busy lives, myself included. Many of us live very, very busy lives without realizing that maybe we intentionally keep ourselves so busy so that we won't have time to let the waters become still and really allow ourselves to see who we are, who we've become, who we are becoming. So sit in stillness for a little bit. Sit in stillness and allow yourself to really just come to terms with what you see. Now, if you allow yourself to see who you are and there are things that you don't like, ask yourself, why don't I like these things about myself? Is it you that doesn't like it, or is that perception adopted from someone or somewhere else? Is that really your thoughts about yourself? Oftentimes it's not. So just be honest with yourself. Okay, be honest with yourself. If someone else has affected your thought process, your opinions of yourself, be honest with yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. All of us have had our perceptions of our worth affected by someone else's opinion. Do you guys feel that? There is a huge shift occurring. 1 second. Michael. Card number 32, tangibility, make your dreams real. Whatever you aspire to become, you can become that. Absolutely. There's no limits except for the ones that you believe in. None. No limits. You are a no limit soldier. Full permission. Full permission. Use as much force as necessary. So card number 32, tangibility. Definitely allow yourself to open your hand and receive whatever it is creation is trying to gift you with. Receive it. Allow yourself to receive it. Hold on. Card number 37, fruition. So think of what it is you want for yourself. What type of life, what type of characteristics you have within you that you want to amplify and really bring to the forefront, and then allow it, bring it to fruition. Allow everything to happen for you. Stop blocking your own process. Stop disallowing your abundance to come in. Okay, just stop with that. Allow yourself to finally begin receiving. Stop feeling guilty as though if you allow yourself to receive, you're going to be taking from someone else. You're not. You're really not that special that creation would take from someone else to give to you. I mean, really let that sink in. I used to really struggle with that as well. Well, if I allow myself to receive, there's so many other people that are going without. They need it more than me. No. Mm-mm. Stop thinking that you're so solid in your existence that everyone else needs more than you. Okay? That's a lie. You're not that solid in your existence. You need to allow yourself to receive. You're struggling just like everyone else. I don't care how much you make or how little you make. You are struggling with your existence in this earth plane just as much as everyone else. So allow yourself to receive, okay? Card number 18, intuition. Allow your intuition to guide you. Allow it to guide you within your thoughts, within your actions. Allow it to guide you through your path, your spiritual path, your life path. Allow it to guide you through everything. Tarot card reading should be nothing more than confirmation of internal guidance. Notice how I always refer to your higher self, not to your guardians and guides, not to galactic beings, not to things outside of you. You can continue that practice of allowing things outside of you to dictate to you how you should live your life and what you should decide. But I will tell you, there's a very high likelihood what you're allowing to dictate to you how to live might be a mimic, might be parasitic. Okay. And that probably scares the caca out of so many people hearing that, but it's time someone's honest with you. Okay. It's time someone's honest with you. You don't need to call in other beings. You exist on such a high level of consciousness, but the human mind has allowed you to partition yourself from that higher level of being. The higher level of being is called your higher self. It's you. You have all your answers. You have all your guidance. You don't need something else telling you what to do. Now, it's one thing for that something else to help deliver the guidance from your higher self, but it's a whole nother thing when you're calling in other things to help you live this life, to help you figure out this life. That includes angels. Okay? That includes when people are like, oh, I'm going to call in the angels to tell me what to do. I'm going to call in the angels to protect me. You can protect yourself. You don't need to call in the angels. You don't need to call in, galactic beings. If you're going to start a war, you need to fight that war yourself. So don't start a war. Instead, work on yourself. Allow your higher self to guide you through that battlefield so you can avoid all the landmines. All right? Allow your intuition to give you the eye to see. Card number 43, come to life. Okay, me and the cat have hair everywhere. If it's not cat fur, it's mama fur. Card number 43, come to life. Allow yourself to finally come to life. Stop living a half life, because that's what many of us are doing. We're semi-living. Okay, it's so difficult for us to just be who we are, to just be truly standing in the authenticity that we know ourselves to have. Oftentimes, the things we decide to partake in, the way we choose to live, it has more to do with how will other people see this? How will other people receive this? Who cares how they see or receive it? If it's you, it's you. Be you. No trying. There's no need to try if you're being you. Literally, there's no need to. It's like, okay, I need to be more like Emmie. Well, I am her. How would I try to be more like her? Felix! Hey, Danny, can you make sure he is not trying to shred the couch? I'm going to duct tape his dang paws. He's shredding something. Felix! This cat. Let me calm myself down. I have to trim his nails. Don't run to me for salvation. He's heading towards me. I'm going to start charging you rent, mister. You better start getting some Lirin coins. Let's get you guys other cards. Before I start my argument with my cat, let's get you guys a couple cards to finish this off. Yeah, seriously, F negative people. Or you can be inspired by negative people. Allow their Allow their challenging of you, allow the friction they create to inspire you to choose yourself, to choose your authenticity. Allow them to inspire you to become so rebellious to their demands that the only option you have left for yourself is to be you. I love negative people. I love them for the potentiality they inject into my life. They try and force me to be something else, and all their intention does is inspire me to be more of me. It's quite beautiful. It's quite beautiful. All right, let's see. U-N-I-T-Y. U-N-I-T-Y. Okay, here we go. Ooh, this is one hell of a message. So unity formation surface. Our need to reunify all our parts so that we can once again form into a totality. It's surfacing. So we're going to reach a point where we're going to be wanting and needing to call all our parts back to us, where we're going to actively choose ourselves. And, you know, unfortunately, the message that I'm getting is it's going to be through challenge that we're going to be gifted the opportunity to decide what we're going to choose. So when people are going to start acting crazy. If you think they've been acting crazy already, they just get warmed up. They're just getting warmed up. This is not gloom or doom. This is to let you know you're going to be challenged. You're going to be faced with lots of challenges consistently. Okay? You're going to be faced with a lot of things that people are doing to challenge you and your stance of kindness, compassion, sovereignty, all of these beautiful concepts that are beautiful as concepts, but when applied to everyday life, become very challenging, become something that can be very difficult for some people to maintain. And that's okay. It's in that struggle to maintain these things we choose for ourselves that we begin to really, really understand and live the whole concept of sovereignty. This is something you have to choose for yourself. Well, that's a silly question. So what's the point in life then? It sounds like there's no point. It's just all about learning. What the hell else would life be about? What, partying? Sex? I mean, what else would life be about? That's the whole point of life, is to learn. It appears as though there's no happiness is a state of mind. What you're saying is you want someone else to be tasked with making you happy. If you can't make yourself happy, why should someone else make you happy? That's something you need to learn. What if we have a mental illness? How will that work? Figure it out. See a professional. It sounds like there's all these excuses as to why it's not you. It's not your fault. It's not your job. It is your life. Your life. Meaning everything that happens in your life is a culmination of decisions you've made. Well, what if someone rapes me? Well, I'm not saying you deserve the rape, but did you make the decision to go to the place where that occurred? Okay, so that led to an event. What is that event teaching you? I don't know. Okay. It's not my job to teach you the point of life. It's your job to figure that out for yourself, to actually live and learn. And if you don't want to learn, then I don't know what to teach you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to teach you. I'm not even a teacher. So figure it out. Bottom line, figure it out. Figure it out. So let's get more cards for those who, yeah, I'm tired of this bitch ass behavior, for real. I hate lying. There's no point. You need to tell me what the point is. Figure it out. Oh, you're judgy. No, I'm honest. I'm honest. Okay, so there you go. Start calling me names. There's a tremendous amount of people who, will allow the truth of who they are to rise up during Mercury retrograde. Tremendous amount of people. Tremendous amount. They will show you the truth of who they are. And if you think I'm a bitch, it's because I'm a mirror. Reflections. Notice how quite a few other people think I'm amazingly empowering, truthful. Reflections. Reflections. That's all I can ever do is reflect. Choose to reflect back what's being projected onto me. So if you think I'm a bitch, yes, we are. And what you learned right now is this bitch is a boss bitch. You're not going to tell me what to do. You're not going to try and demand shit from me. Okay? Here we go. Ooh. Some people don't want to pick themselves up because then it would mean that they have to take accountability. What's the point in life if it's just about learning? Well, go have sex, go be promiscuous, go do whatever the fuck you want. Be dishonest, cheat, lie, steal, whatever you want. That got nothing to do with me. You bring it to my house, we clear that out. And if you're going to call me judgmental, fuck yes, I am. I've judged that you should not be a part of my journey or my life. That's flat out how you like me now. Flat out, you know? So again, it's this very real, I'm just going to let more cards fall out. It's this very real, I wish I was her mom. I wish I was her mom. I'll spank your ass. I'll put your ass in a corner and make you think about your life. I wish I was your mom. For real. Because if I was your mom, you'd be taking accountability for your fucking life. If I was your mom, you wouldn't be talking like that. Displaying behaviors like that in public. I wish I was your mom. My kids know. My kids know you take responsibility for your stuff. Every decision you make, ever since they were infants. The general rule of thumb in our family. I don't care if Jesus himself comes down from heaven and tells you to do disrespectful things. The moment you decide to do it, you answering to me. Not to Jesus, but to me. I brought you into this life. You answer to me until you are taking care of yourself. So I wish you was my child. I wish you was. All right. Anyways, here we go. Ace of Pentacles. Divine wish being granted. If you wish to know more things about yourself, to have a better understanding of your life, now is the perfect time for that wish to be brought to fruition. If you want to know where you stand with people, the role that other people are playing in your life, Mercury retrograde is the perfect time to sit and quietly observe other people, their intentions. Perfect time for this. Okay. Allow it. Open your hand to receive the information that you need. No one else can do this for you. If you don't allow this to happen, then what ends up happening is you block your own learning. And if, like, I don't even know who that was, like my freaking unadopted child over there. If you're not in this life to learn, I don't know what to tell you. This is not the channel. I'm not going to coddle the chosen stupidity, because that's what it is. That's what it is. You know, if you're going to choose to remain ignorant to your own power, your ability to manifest for yourself the kind of life you want and deserve, then this is not the channel. You have to go to someone else, because that's not what I do. I don't like, it's going to be okay. Sometimes it's not okay, and you're going to have to be okay with that. Sometimes you will find yourself in a hole that you dug, sitting in the dirt, in the mud. And you have to be okay with that. When you're done being that hole, you're going to climb out. That's something you're going to choose. That's what this channel is about, empowering you to see that you have a choice in everything that happens. You have a choice. So, card number 6, the Lovers. I'm wondering if this card, the Lovers card, has more to do with your relationship with yourself. Does it have more to do about that, your relationship with yourself, more than your relationship with someone else? What if this card is representative of the need at this point for your divine masculine and feminine to come back together into center point so that you can begin existing in a totality? What if that's what this card is asking you to do? To once again reconnect with your higher self and really just allow yourself to be your best friend, your own best friend. And you know, sometimes that's what we have to do. And it's not that you have to keep all of your struggles to yourself. It's that sometimes you have to give yourself time to sit on your own and really think about these things that you're struggling with. And if you still can't wrap your mind around what's going on, what it is you're supposed to focus on, then clearly it's a time for you to go to the people you trust and say, hey, you know, there's this going on and that going on, and I just really don't know how to make sense of it. What are your thoughts? And maybe those people, whoever it is that you trust, can help you to begin sorting through all the details and make better sense of it. But first, try on your own. See what you can come up with on your own. And even if you come up with something, what I like to do is still at some point go back and share parts of whatever with the people that I trust and get their thoughts on it. So she's had a very hard life. She refuses to back down and let it destroy her. Wait, who are you talking about? Are you talking about me? Or are you trying to get me to understand that Nicole's behavior is okay?
She's referring to you.
To me?
Nicole. Emmie. There's no comments there.
Thank you for the clarity. I was like, what? Good. See that pause right there? Because the claws were coming out. And then I was like, hold on, hold it. Retract the claws, find out first what she's talking about. Thank you for that. The next card, Knight of Pentacles. This is about sharing messages, okay? Sometimes in your sharing, not all the time, but sometimes in your sharing of the messages that you receive from your soul, you're actually sharing with the other person portions of messages they're trying to receive as well. So there comes a time when you need to kind of just sit on your own and allow yourself to think. And then there comes a time where it's more appropriate for you to share information and get thoughts on whatever's going on from the people you trust. It's not all or nothing. Life is never all or nothing unless you want it to be. Okay? Unless you want it to be, then yeah, sure, it's all or nothing, but you stand to lose way more than you could ever gain from an all or nothing. Ooh, that's deep. I got to write that down. Hold on. Hold on, guys. I need to get by. Hold on. You stand to lose more than you'll ever gain from an all or nothing circumstance. Okay, there you go. Four of Cups. Ooh, money fluctuations, being offered something you may not want. Ooh, that all or nothing. No, go away with that cup. Coming out of nowhere, offering you a cup. Ooh, wee. Ooh, wee. There is this sense that there will be a return of something from the past. No, put it back in the past. There is going to be, for some, there is the potential of a return from something in the past. This could be a past friendship, a past relationship, offering you something, possibly to revisit some unfinished business. Does this mean romance? For some, this could mean an offer to try again. For others, this might mean like unfinished karmic lessons the two of you were going to be learning together, and then there was a interference, and so that didn't happen. But now it's okay. Okay, so I am trying to make better sense of this instead of just giving you some random. I was trying to make better sense of it. I wanted to be more confident in my thoughts on what this card represents. So I set it down. There was one more card left in this clarifier deck. Right, Amber. Yes. Yes, Amber. I agree. But here we go. Four cups and four wands. It seems like there is going to be a cup offered because you have most of the magic. So what this is telling me is that something from the past, a connection from the past is trying to reconnect. Probably because they've reached a point where their bratty ass realizes that they're not really making progress in their journey without you. It's not that you're more important than them, but there's a potentiality they recognize you have aspects of the lessons that they're trying to learn, and they can't quite do the learning until they revisit things with you. Okay, so one person holds the potentiality while the other person holds the reclaimed magic and wisdom. So in this separation, whether it's just a friendship or a romantic thing that ended, see 4-4, you guys are equals at this point. You've learned so much and they've allowed themselves to empty so much that the potential for the two of you coming back together and being able to learn together is elevated. Okay. Does that mean you have to get back together? Does that mean you have to become friends again? Does that mean you have to become lovers again? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But this is an interaction that can end in a more satisfying or result in a more satisfying learning experience for the both of you. Okay. I know, Nick, I know. But, you know, we can't allow ourselves to block our own process of learning just because we still have a bitter taste in our mouths from the previous interaction. Okay, we can't allow ourselves to be blocked of the learning. Hold on. Which deck? Which deck? This deck. A lot of information is coming in. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's a reiteration of this. So I think the general energy of these cards is not necessarily about romance, okay? The reconnection is all about allowing yourself to reestablish a sense of community. It has to do more regarding soul level learning, soul level reconnection than it does about human romance. So for some, it could lead to a reestablished romantic connection. But I think the main gist of what this reconnection is supposed to be is to reestablish a sense of community. All right. This is an opportunity to raise your potentiality. Okay. It's definitely an opportunity for you to raise your potentiality. Allow yourself to be open to exploring a reconnection. And again, don't set the intention of romance, because that's going to set you up for a lot of distorted interactions. Okay, don't set it up for romance, but allow yourself to remain open to experiencing whatever is needing to be experienced between you and this other individual, so that you can finish learning whatever it was the two of you were meant to learn together. For some, it could just be like a reconnection, energetically speaking. With that, they won't necessarily come into your life. They won't like message you, show up at your door, or any of that. For some, it's just this feeling of completeness in your heart, a rehashing in your own mind, the things that the two of you have experienced, what you experienced since their absence, and just really allowing yourself to grow beyond the hurt that you experienced from the separation. Okay, so I'm just going to pull a couple more. I'm told two more. Yeah. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So for those of you who are worried, who are trying to shut down this reconnection because you're worried that they're going to try and get romantic with you again, this is not about romance. This is the final confirmation. Love. Notice how the flower's already blossomed, and that's it. Once a flower is fully blossomed, it's not going to continue to blossom more. After a certain point, it will just begin to wilt. The petals will fall. That romantic love opportunity is expired. It's expired. For those of you that are worried that that's what this is meaning, that you've already healed beyond the failed romance and you don't want to rehash that. That was just so painful. So you don't want a reconnection. This is not about a romance, okay? That type of love opportunity has expired. A new type of flower is growing. A new type of blossoming is occurring. No longer a love, a romantic thing, okay? So you're going to need to focus on what this reconnection is trying to do for you. It might be an icy type of reconnection. It might be like a energetic winter between the two of you. There might be a need to talk, or again, it might just be a return of their energy into your space. And it might not be very hospitable. It might not be very welcoming, but that's okay. Because like this, what is this, a snow leopard? Like this kitty cat, you are equipped to travel through that type of environment, okay? Allow yourself to remain focused on whatever it is you're meant to learn from the interactions, whether it's just energetic interactions or in real life interactions. Ooh, this is at the bottom of the deck. Release. Release. Yes, let go of the hurt and rejection. That's good. That's good. Am I making negative vibes for my life if I don't welcome them back into my space? Here's the thing. Current spirituality that's being peddled to the masses is all about remaining positive, 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 good vibes, high vibe, good vibe, high vibe, good vibe. And, you know, you're not going to get the full totality of the experience. Are you creating negative vibes if you don't let them back in? You're potentially loading a negative charge, but is that a bad thing? Not necessarily, not necessarily. But if you resist this process that your soul is initiating for yourself, you will be the one who will harvest whatever the result is. So just know that. And there's really, whatever you decide for yourself, there's no wrong in it. If you choose not to allow this and it circles back around, intensified with like intense drama, and then later on you realize, you regret and realize that you should have allowed the reconnection because it would have offered you healing. That's a part of your learning then. That's a part of your learning. So there's no real right or wrong. You're being encouraged by this message to be open to the potentiality, but you always will have the final say and the need to determine for yourself, to discern whether you should remain open or, okay, I've seen enough to close the doors. It's time to close the doors. So I think maybe if you choose something like that, where you remain open, but you give yourself permission to close the door if you see that it's just a repeat of the cycle. I think that's a more powerful step forward than just completely closing the door to avoid it. Because I found when you avoid things, it actually, when it misses you, the event is circling, it's going to circle back around with increased momentum. So if you successfully avoid it, it probably will come back around and be an even more intense experience when it hits you that second time around, because it's gained momentum, you know? So avoidance, for me, what I've recognized, avoidance simply serves to intensify the lesson. Every single time I avoid something, it just intensifies the lesson more and more and more. So is it wrong to avoid? It's not really my place to be telling you what's right or wrong for your life. I just share messages and then you have to decide. I did close the door too many times. I've been cast aside. So I'm wondering if maybe you close the door because it's triggering parts of you that are being forced to acknowledge this aspect within yourself that feels rejected, that feels abandoned. And if that's the case, the issue really isn't the individual. It's just the individual or circumstance is bringing your attention to what it is your soul wants you to address within yourself. And I have struggled with issues of abandonment and rejection for most of my life for whatever reason. That's always been a very, very difficult lesson for me to kind of sort through. But as time has gone on and I've really opened myself to the fact that, hey, if I've always felt people, don't understand me and reject me, then what's it going to matter if someone else doesn't understand me and rejects me? What does it matter? That's what I'm used to. That's my normal anyways. And You know, it might not even be that people are actually rejecting you. Maybe, um, you've just been very hard to digest for them, and that's why they avoid it, because you present to them a very difficult part of their learning that they're not yet willing or ready to experience. And so that's why they avoid you. So it might not even have anything to do with you, you know? So, oh, so it has to do with your dad passing. Do you look like your dad? Do you act like your dad? That might be her way of coping. Not to excuse her treatment of you. Okay, I want to make that clear. This is not to excuse her treatment of you and the hurt that you've suffered at her hands. But sometimes we have to realize people are doing things not really because of us, but because they have no other way of coping. And again, you present something very, very intense for her. It doesn't excuse her behavior, but I hope it helps you to understand and not take it in so like such a personal attack on you. Okay. I'm sure it feels like a personal attack. I'm sure it feels like a personal rejection. But with what you've shared, it to me is seeming more like that's her survival tactic. It's the only way for her to survive the events of her life. And yeah, it still hurts. It's still not okay that you were made to hurt in that way. But try, really, really try to see how her lack of presence in your life benefited you. Because I've said this to people before. Sometimes the most loving thing that a parent can do is not be a part of their child's life. It's really difficult to hear words like that. But when a parent is not able to offer the type of experiences that the child needs to become the person that they are, me personally, I think sometimes those parents, the most loving thing that they can do is just not be a part of your life. I know it hurts. But try and see things from different angles and see what helps to better explain the events of your life. Okay, so your survival tactic is to gain healing. Oh, is to freeze them out to gain healing. And that's okay. Maybe you're not yet ready to thaw out. No one can rush that. Okay? Maybe it needs to be winter a little bit longer. Maybe, because you say how you deal with it is to freeze them out. Well, you're equipped for this environment. You're absolutely equipped for this environment. You can still open the door and have your thick fur on and not allow it to hurt you. Okay? It's this sense of it's winter time and you're scared that you're gonna freeze outside, but this is your environment. This is what you know. So if you open that door, and you only open that door when you feel like it's something you're ready to do. I want to make that clear as well. You only open that door if it's something you feel like you're ready to do, not because of some live stream, not because of some cards. There's something you have to decide for yourself when you are ready. Open that door. Allow, an exchange. Observe. Is this a repeat? If it is, then you have the option of closing that door again. Or if it's a repeat and you see that, then you have the option of finally showing the truth of who you are. I was made in this environment. You will not freeze me. I'm not afraid of you. I'm going to face this head on. You do not have the power anymore to take me to the places of dysfunction that you still continue to exist within. If you want to rise up and meet me where I am, beautiful, we can heal together. But if you don't, I'm not backing down. I'm claiming my space. You no longer have that kind of power over me. And maybe that's what this is gifting you with, okay? Maybe this is what you need. And no one gets to rush you through this. If you're not ready to open the door, don't open the door. That's the bottom line. Don't open the door. But begin your process by mentally allowing yourself to unlock the deadbolt you have on that door. Just because you unlock the deadbolt doesn't mean the door is going to swing open from the winter wind. Okay? So it's really about baby steps. Spirituality doesn't mean you have to constantly take these huge quantum leaps forward. Sometimes the most powerfully spiritual growth is nothing more than your toe starting to wiggle after being frozen in fear for so long. Let that sink in, wiggle some toes, allow yourself to get comfortable with the fact that you have the power to move your feet forwards or backwards whenever you want, okay? So let's see. All right, guys. So what's love got to do with it? Everything. Look at this shit. Daddy, look at this shit.
Oh, that's beautiful.
What's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? She loves her daddy, and he's definitely not as present as he should be. It kills me. So what you do is you raise her knowing that her daddy loves her and has a different way of showing it. And because he is not ready to be present in her life, he has chosen to be absent so that his struggles don't affect her. But he still loves her even though he's not there. That him not being there is a way for his soul to show her how much he loves her. And it's okay because you're there. You're there and she's got you and you're not going away. Sometimes we have to step up in that way. There's a part of us that's like, why should I stick up for him and excuse him and this and that? He's not there for his child. No, you're not sticking up for him. You're sticking up for her. You're helping her to come to terms with the fact that the love from her father is expressed in a different way. And it's not because she's lacking. It's not because she's not enough. It's not because he doesn't love her. It's because he loves her so much on a soul level that he doesn't want his dysfunction to hurt her. So he has to stay away for now. And one day, maybe when she's older, they'll talk. They'll be able to talk. And he'll be able to explain this to her himself. So you love that child enough to protect her from her own worst fear, that she isn't enough, that her parent doesn't love her. Okay? It's not about making excuses for the absent parent. So you guys, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm being told to come live for Pisces. I don't know. I have to see what time my session starts. But I'll figure out in the next couple minutes, okay? I gotta brush my hair. I gotta brush my hair. I'll see you guys. Bye.